Black women are not falling in line the way I think they envision for them to fall in line. To that point, here goes a sister who ain't falling in line for anyone. She's gonna make her own decision.
Real Black women. We were freed on January 1st of 1863. Therefore, you're not going to control us. You're not going to bully us into voting for whomever you select for your own personal gain. We're not going to do what you say because we're afraid of you. Those days are over. But I also wanted to specifically address what you're doing with Kamala Harris. First of all, most of us do not care what her race is. You could have promoted her as just a good candidate, but the fact that you're promoting her as the Black woman candidate, that makes people that are intelligent, that makes us pause and say, okay, so what? She's the Black female. Tell me something about what she's going to do for my community, for my family, and for my country. If you can't do that, then you've made a great mistake. You have lost half of us who are intelligent enough to know that the President of the United States must be able to sit across a table from Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong-un, from whomever the new prime minister is or president of Iran, and from Yi from China. You have to have those qualities. Therefore, you cannot be afraid to have an interview before a favorable news network like NBC, CBS, CNN, ABC, and all of the rest of them. If you are afraid to have an interview, my major concern is what is Putin going to do with you or to you and to the United States? Those are the things that are important to us. Then let's go down the line. Again, if you are a real presidential candidate, we want to know about issues, policies that will affect us, things that you messed up in the last 3.5 years. We want to know today. You have 2 months. Today, how are you going to fix the prices of food in grocery stores? I don't like using the term inflation because most people don't even know what that means. But you know what? Everybody knows what it means, how expensive eggs are. That, you know, she was making these comments about using hot sauce, how expensive. Louisiana hot sauce, I can't afford to buy it anymore because it's gone up. It's like tripled in price or something. It's crazy. Those are the things that we're interested in. We also want to know illegal immigration, what you have done to the border, and why have you done it to the border? You were the border czar, but now we see an influx of illegal immigrants. Military-age men. We see what is going on in Colorado. We know that the prisons in Venezuela were emptied and they were told to go to the United States. We see what that has done to our cities. And we want to know, why did you let that happen? We want to know what's happened with child trafficking, drug trafficking, human trafficking on the border when everybody has free reign. Those are the issues that are important to American Black women, okay? Real Black women who are free, who do not care what race you are. They could have put you out here and never said anything about race. But if you told me, yes, we've made mistakes in the last 3.5 years, but I promise you in the next month, we're going to get the price of eggs down. Next month, we're going to stop illegal immigration before the election. Show us what you can do before the election comes. Let me see what you have. It's like, okay, you know, don't just talk your talk. You better walk your walk. Do it right now while you're the vice president. Therefore, some of us can follow you. And then the other thing, all of the efforts that you're making, that the Democrat Party is making to make you pretend to be a Black woman, they're insulting. The fact that you have to change your diction when you go from place to place, insulting. I've spoken, I don't know where, how many different places. It never has occurred to me to speak differently before different crowds of people. Now, if you're intelligent, you're going to speak intelligently. I don't care where you're speaking. And to assume that you have to talk down to Black people is insulting to all Black people. You don't have to talk down to us. You don't have to get somebody on stage dancing and twerking to relate to us. Grown people, you can talk to us like grown people. And you know what? It doesn't matter what race. We don't care. But I just wanted to say this to the Democrat Party. You've made mistakes with this candidate. And I want you to know that the Black women of America, those of us who are free, we recognize your mistakes.
Wow. Wow. That right there, folks, is what you call a clinic. Yeah, that's someone showing you exactly how it's done. That, my friend, is a workshop. That's an online course. She just gave you not only the cliff notes, she gave you the entire answer book. Real Black women who are free don't need you to put on any type of black scent. We don't care what color you are. See, what they've been doing is what you call a psyop, sister. They've been running a psyop on the Black community where they pit black people against each other. That's what the Democrats have done. That was their plan here, to pit us against ourselves and make us have to either not be black, which is what Joe Biden telegraphed, right? But back 4 years ago, he telegraphed this, didn't he? When he said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. See what I'm saying? They already started the game plan then, where they want us to question who we are. Because they know what has been done to us in this country. They know the history of Black people in this country. They're not winging it. Nah, they're not winging it at all, sister. They have this down to a science. So now they're messing with our minds. And they're using Black influencers. They're using the same Black people that we, without us, would not have the money that they have, would not have the riches that they have. And look, and a whole lot of white people checking for Ricky Smiley. Okay? Not a whole lot of white people are checking for Ricky Smiley. They ain't listening to his show on the road to work. Not that many. I'm not saying there's not some white folks that frequent him, but let's just keep it real. You know, his characters that he's been playing over the last 30 years, we're the ones that support that. He's like Tyler Perry without the creativity. You know what I'm saying? So he took that currency that we gave him. What did he do? He used it to work with Biden and Kamala and turned it against us. It came out attacking Black people, telling us that we don't support Kamala Harris. We have failed in our Blackness. And the number one thing I've been telling people is that, similar to what you said, and I love the way you put this, but I'll put it my way and I'll say, it was never about her Blackness or lack of Blackness. But when they started to weaponize her melanin, when they weaponize her skin tone to accuse us and say, well, if you don't support her, you're not Black. If you don't support her, you're not supporting a Black. You need to support this Black woman. You don't love your mother. You don't love your sister. D.L. Hughley's doing it right now. I just saw D.L. Hughley double, triple, quadruple down on this when he was arguing with Dr. Umar about a debate. He said, I don't need to debate you. If you can't vote for, you're a Black man that won't vote for a Black woman. He never said you won't vote for a woman with great ideas. You won't vote for a woman who's has strong leadership ability that's been demonstrated time and time again. You won't vote for a Black woman who has great command of the issues and where she stands and can project that and iterate that, communicate that to the masses the way she has. No, he just goes to, you won't vote for a Black woman. Because on paper, she served these positions that in the last two positions, the nomination and the VP, she didn't earn those positions. They were given to her. She didn't win those positions. They were gifted to her. So I loved it with this woman, this sister right here, this woman, this human being, this person. I love what she had to say here, but there is something that is very deep about what she said, folks. Which is, when they put a Black person up and they say this is a Black person, Black people, because that's who they're saying it to. But they're also saying it to well-intentioned white folks who want the country to be a better country. So it's a mind trick on them too. And I'm starting to see how they're playing white people in this whole thing. But if you were a black person, you went to the grocery store and they had a section that said, black people food. One thing we know, guys, is we better not go down that aisle. Because when they put something there just for black people, when they do it, when the powers that be, when the dominant society puts something, when they label it just black stuff, we know it's not going to be up to par, man. We know that because if it was good, it'd be good for everybody. Right? It would be good for everybody. But when you say it's just black people, come get this, black people. You're not telling me, come get this because this is better for you. No, that's not what they say. And I say, come get this because, because of your dynamic, the DNA strand, because of the hereditary genes that run with black people, our predisposition to certain illnesses or conditions or whatever, right? Some scientific reason, some medical reason, right? That'd be different. The only reason they give us is that she black. Nah, man. Nah, we ain't falling for that. That syphilis thing, nah. We've been down the road with this before. We heard about the Tuskegee experiment. This is nothing new. I know people that will never smoke Newports because they promote them to black people. They're like, nah, give me some Camels. I could probably live 30 years smoking them. I smoked Mythos, be gone in 10 years. And by the way, if you smoke, please give it up. I gave it up almost a decade ago. I haven't felt better. I tried, and I finally was able to kick it. So you can give that shit up. Believe me. I support you. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to encourage you to say it does get easier. Now, last thing I think about doing is smoking a cigarette. It's disgusting. Even when I see a cool person on TV do it, and it's like they got the lighting and the movie, it looks great, and this is going on, I'm like, man, nah, that shit stinks. So anyway, it gets better. If Kamala Harris was so great, we wouldn't have to sell her through a race. I didn't buy Tupac's album because he was black. I bought it because he was dope. You know what I'm saying? It was dope. You know what I'm saying? I didn't rock with Biggie or rock with Brand Nubians or rock with anything. Das Effects, Ice Cube, any of the MC Light. I didn't listen to MC Light because she was a black woman. I listened to her because she was MC Light and she had dope rhymes. Paper Thin. We listened to Salt and Pepper because they were dope. My mic sound nice. We didn't listen. And all the art we consume. The movies that we watch, the clothes that we wear, it's not just, we made them dope. We wore them because we liked them. And that's what made them hot. We didn't wear them because they were black clothes. When we wore them, they became black clothes. They became black fashion. They became culture. And what they've done with Kamala is the reverse. She black, so you gotta wear it. Nah. No. We liked FUBU because we liked FUBU. And I don't care who made it. If we thought it was not, if we didn't like the fashion, we'd have never wore it. And Damon John and those other brothers, same thing with the Cross Color Brothers, all of them. So what the Democratic Party has done, that's why I tell folks, I say, look, man, they have taken advantage of us. They're running game on us. And there's so many of us who don't get it. But there are a lot of us that do get it and take heart. Real talk, it's a lot more of us getting it. When I started saying this 10 years ago, I felt like I was alone in the wilderness almost. Most of the people that are covering news now weren't even covering it when I started saying that. And now I got so many brothers and sisters that are right here doing this or who have a similar message because we all different. So this sister right here, man, I'm so glad to hear her. 5 years ago, I probably would never be able to find her video. That's how I know it's been a surge because the numbers and shares. people emailing, people reposting, more platforms, more people going in, telling the truth. And this is an awakening that I haven't seen before. I'm sure this existed in other times. And when I interviewed Bill Duke, he was talking about the 70s and the 80s. I know he saw some stuff, but I'm talking about our time, our Generation X time. Okay? This takes me back to when hip hop was conscious. That little brief flicker in time. You know what I'm talking about. That brief time, right? Anyway, that sister was amazing. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. Right now would be a good time, guys, to hit like